Anyway, what are we up to today?
You could.
We've got a few things planned for today.
We've got switch elbows.
We've got a big thing coming up at 2 p.m. Andrew has been putting this together, and it's very exciting. We have a concert with the Seattle Garages. They have a live-to-tape concert for us, and then some of those folks will be coming by afterwards for an interview, I believe. That's sort of a Q&A question.
Yeah. We are going to have Rain from the Garages joining us, as well as Einam, a.k.a. Our very own lamb mower from chat, who is also a member of the Seattle Garages, as well as Joel Clark from the game band, the creators of Blaseball, and they're going to stop by for a brief Q&A after that Seattle Garages concert.
Neat. I'm sorry, what was that thing you mentioned?
Which? Blaseball? Garages.
Yeah, sure. So, again, for somebody who definitely isn't me, because I am hip and with it in all things, can we maybe give a little background as to what this is? Again, for somebody else, that's definitely not me.
No, I really, really appreciate you, Jacob, always wanting to make sure that other folks who may not be familiar with this stuff get included.
Yeah, that's definitely not me. Somebody's going to need to take over driving.
That's me.
Okay.
Oh, you already did. You got to tell me.
I told you in Slack.
Kathleen just stole it.
Well, how many hands do you think I got?
You really need to see Ian. I'm sure he can get you a couple extras.
Yeah.
All right, Kathleen's got the wheels. Sorry, Andrew, please.
No, that's okay. This is less confusing than an explanation of what Blaseball is. But for those in the chat who aren't familiar, Blaseball is somewhat akin to. I initially used to describe it as halfway between baseball and Calvin ball, but that doesn't really have the whole thing. It is a fantasy league of a fantasy sport that is a cultural event and has kind of taken over on the internet over the course of this summer. The premise is that it is a fantasy baseball league, Blaseball league, with a whole bunch of different teams. You can participate as a fan by choosing your favorite team, standing that team. You're able to bet on games, and using the coins that you receive from such bets, you are able to vote for blessings and decrees that kind of change the rules or change the stats of the various different Blaseball teams. It starts out being a little bit kind of baseball-esque, but we went on a journey. We went on a very big journey. It culminated in a JRPG where we effectively attacked and destroyed God. And I think that was the end of season 10, I want to say.
This is what Sarah Serende has been talking about to me.
Yeah, it's God specifically being an enormous peanut. But it is... if it feels impenetrable to you, if it seems like the kind of thing that's been running around the internet that is like weird and kind of hard to understand, to a certain degree that is on purpose. It's the whole fun of it comes from the fact that it's very weird and arcane. But peeking behind the curtain a bit, part of what makes it magical is that it is, to a certain degree, a shared massive group creative writing exercise between the developers of the game Blaseball and the fan community who continue to develop lore and art and all kinds of incredible pieces of creative work, all the way up to and including a group of musicians deciding that, well, of course, the Seattle Garages, the Blaseball team, would also be a band, so we need to start writing and releasing music as the Seattle Garages.
I have seen fan art of this on Mox's Twitter page, who is doing our poster.
Yep. Em Lunsford has been doing a ton of incredible Blaseball fan art for a few months now. I think they've been doing it. I'm super, super in love with some of their designs and some of their art. It's super, super good.
This sounds exactly like the kind of thing that I would be super, super into and do not have time for.
It is super fun. It is super interesting. I know it can often seem like it's a little bit hard to get into, but it's similar to Desert Bus in the sense that it's very chaotic from the outside, but once you get in, it's very fun and welcoming and interesting. Kathleen?
And still chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
It's still very chaotic.
Doesn't the game also go in seasons? So you could like start at the beginning of a season, follow it through, and then stop. And it's not like it's constantly going and changing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Each season is a week long, so games are running all day long. They start on the hour. You can bet and participate and watch and everything. And then at the end of the week is playoffs, which I believe is on Saturday. And then Sunday is reserved for what's called Blaseball Cares, where the entire Blaseball community promotes charitable fundraisers or causes that are important to them or ways that you can help out other folks. And the community really tries to come together and do something good literally every single week.
That is fantastic. And I messed up earlier. It's Moz, not Mox. I was having flashbacks to the Paranoia campaign.
I thought you had Magic the Gathering on the brain. Yeah, as Yan Ambrosia says.
The Mox, the jewel things, right?
Yeah.
I know what that is. Again, hip and with it in all things.
Yeah, as Yan Ambrosia said, Blaseball is super gay and queer and transpositive. Yeah, it is incredibly welcoming and fun, and it's really neat. If you haven't checked it out, it's fun. It's a little tricky to get into, but the Discord is a very welcoming place, and folks would be happy to say hey and show you around a little bit.
Oh, boy.
Cool. So I'm super excited about this because I became an enormous fan of Blaseball over the course of the summer, and then became a fan of the Seattle Garages once I started getting exposed to their music. So making this happen today is very, very exciting for me. And Desert Bus has, I want to say, 3 connections to this because there's Landmower, there's our very own M. Lunsford drawing the poster, but also a former Desert Bus volunteer, Felix, works on the game as well.
Nice.
Oh,
Yep.
I love that.